And before the fireside chat, the CNA team spoke to Mr. Anwar, where he addressed a wide range of issues, ranging from the country's political landscape to the role that Malaysia plays in the region. And for more, CNA's Afifah Arifin joins us live from the Four Seasons Hotel in Singapore. Afifah, I believe there are surveys out there showing that there's basically a lack of trust among Malaysians in the country's institutions, given the political volatility. How exactly is Mr. Anwar planning to overcome this obstacle?
Well, that has been a key concern that political observers have, that the general Malaysian public, they're growing there's such growing mistrust of the government, especially because of the political instability over the last 5 years. We saw numerous changes in leadership, beginning from that Sheraton move in 2020, followed by numerous state elections in 2021 and 2022, leading up to the general elections in November and the recent state elections in August. So there was a lot of political fatigue, voter apathy and growing mistrust, especially with recent developments which saw several high-profile politicians being acquitted of the corruption charges, including the Deputy Prime Minister Ahmad Zahid Hamidi himself. Now, speaking to us in an interview this morning, Prime Minister Anwar made it very clear that this time there is political stability. His unity government has 147 seats of the 222 seats in Parliament, just one seat short of that two-thirds majority. And, on the topic of regaining the trust from the Malaysian public, he said this is not an issue that can be resolved overnight. So let's listen in to what else he said.
It will take time because the cynicism is due to the failure of political leaders in the past to prove that leadership must be accountable. And corruption cannot be deemed to be a system, a culture, and systemic, which is the case in Malaysia. So it will take time. I understand that. That's why I'm not too excited or too worried when I do receive lots of criticism. I say, okay, be patient. We'll have to explain.
Well, it says that he's not too worried there about all the criticisms, but in the meantime, big powers like the US and China, they are trying to expand their influence in the region. What did Mr. Anwar say about the role that Malaysia can play despite all these tensions?
Well, the Prime Minister acknowledged that Malaysia is a small country, and so it is important to be on good terms with both of these superpowers, China and the US. And so there is a need for constant engagements. But of course, these engagements, these discussions must bring about benefits for Malaysia and must bear fruit. And so he said that Malaysia will not be guided by any decisions taken by any of these superpowers. Let's listen to what else he had to say about this.
Well, we are fiercely independent. We are close to China, and it's an important trading nation. And the investments have been increasing exponentially. But we have been traditionally a great friend of the United States. I had great discussions with Kamala Harris, was seated beside me during dinner in Jakarta, and I'm pleased to hear from her that how President Biden and the leadership seems to be, wanting to engage further with me and view Malaysia as a great friend. But beyond that, I don't think we should be super ambitious. We are relatively a smaller country, smaller player, and we are part of ASEAN. They have taken that centrality as its core principle to work with all parties, including China and the United States.
And so Mr. Anwar said that, of course, discussions must continue bilaterally as well as regionally through ASEAN, which as a bloc has a key role to play in reducing tensions between China and the United States.
Many thanks for that report, Afifah Arifin, speaking to us live from the Four Seasons Hotel in Singapore.